Hi, my name is R.W. Jones, and I'm the president and CEO of Can I Live Incorporated. Can I Live is a national nonprofit dedicated to reduce dependency on government subsidies for HUD assisted families. Why HUD assisted families? Well, because HUD assisted families touch all other systems, other welfare systems, other childcare systems, educational systems, behavioral health systems. In fact, Can I Live is the only, and I repeat, we are the only national residents association in the country. And so it was very important to us to make sure that the economic opportunities that are afforded to low income residents were actualized. And by doing so, we follow the HUD Section 3 rule. Now, for you guys, maybe you know what Section 3 is. I'm hoping you do if you're listening to this video. But Section 3 rule is over 50 years old. It's the nation's best kept secret. I like to say it's a classified secret because many people don't know about it. It's not something that HUD or the entities that receive the HUD financial assistance really even promote. It's up to advocacy organizations like ourselves to keep Section 3 on the forefront. Why? Because it is the beginning of self sufficiency. You can look through the HUD docs, you can look through all the information you will find on the internet about Section 3, and it tells you very clearly it is the starting point for self sufficiency. As a once struggling welfare mom, I was penalized by various welfare systems for wanting to become independent. With almost losing my life and the life of my children, I vowed that I would make sure I did everything possible to help moms and dads like myself that maybe just had a dollar in a dream, that maybe had a vision to do something tremendous outside of work in retail. And so I want to bring to your attention something very, very important. As you know, recently HUD's new rule or final rule for Section 3 had became effective November 30th, just a few weeks ago. And that new rule, while some say there are some benefits to it, it takes a tremendous amount of authority away from the complaint process, which, of course, why? Because it's not being enforced. And so, what we decided to do, we don't wait for opportunity to knock. Most times we just create it. And so, we've been calling Section 3 businesses, contractors, entities that receive financial assistance, HUD financial assistance, and we asked them, would you come and work with us together to ensure that economic opportunities were afforded to low income residents in any metropolitan area where HUD financial assistance was being dispensed? And they said yes. And so we are very, very proud to announce in what is it, 2021, January 21st, the day after the inauguration, we are launching the very first Section 3 trade show. It will be held on our Roby Connect platform. It's 100% virtual. And this is the opportunity where residents can come and join roundtable discussions, workshops to build capacity, and overall connect with contractors and entities that have upcoming projects and bids. It was very important for us to take HUD's current Section 3 registry and make it come to life. Why? Because it wasn't enough. Greatest extent feasible doesn't mean going to a database when your project is due and getting the list of contractors or Section 3 self certified businesses and then doing an e blast. And then you do the e blast like 24 to 48 hours simply because Section 3 is not what you do, it's a box that you check. But I promise you that it is this particular effort, endeavor, that feeds social justice, economic justice, and economic inclusion for America's most vulnerable families. So I ask you to please be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. There are many, many challenges our nation is facing today. And I promise you, if we were to direct our attention towards the goal of reducing dependency on government subsidy, towards the goal that we have committed $100 million towards resident owned businesses, I promise you, the most vulnerable, crime riddled communities will be transformed. So please join us January 21st for our very first Section 3 trade show. Be sure to log on to robyconnect.com because there we have a plethora of other events coming this year in 2021. We have a heads of state conference where mayors, elected officials, you know, housing authority executives will come together to put their plans and their commitments to drive the $100 million of contracting opportunities to resident-owned businesses. The COVID-19 pandemic has presented a numerous set of problems that many of us was not, just prepared to face. And so entrepreneurship is the key, is one of the keys to turning this economy around. But let's not forget the least of those. What we do unto them really shows the fabric and the depth of our character. So we also have a resident capacity building conference and we have a contractors convening. Our goal is to make sure that greatest extent feasible means greatest extent feasible. And if we are all doing the greatest extent feasible endeavors and efforts, then by all means, all residents, despite of their economic class, their social class, they should be afforded economic opportunities, particularly by those entities and contractors that are required, that signed on the dotted line that said that they would put their best foot forward to make sure that opportunities existed for low-income residents. Now, maybe you don't have a new job coming up, but it doesn't mean you cannot support this platform. Why? Because this platform helps bring about training and capacity building for resident-owned businesses and low-income entrepreneurs or under-resourced entrepreneurs in the local jurisdictions that can maybe one day qualify for the projects from your firm. So I say that there is no excuse to not participate in this upcoming year, 2021's plethora of economic inclusion events. Join us January 21st, 2021 for our very first Section 3 Trade Show, Pitch, and Expo. We look forward to seeing you there.